So you just started working out and everybody's telling you different things like fasted cardio, intermittent fasting, you need to skip your breakfast in the mornings. Well, let me just make it simple for you. Hello everyone and welcome back to Tush Trains. In this video, I'm going to go over what to do when you first start working out. Without further ado, let's get straight in. So number one, you don't need a fancy plan. You don't need a fancy plan that tells you all of these Instagram workouts and stuff. What you need is something basic. So what you don't need is you don't need 6-day splits because that's completely unnecessary. You also don't need high intensity interval training or HIIT, and you don't need fasted cardio, and you don't need supplements immediately, contrary to popular belief. What you do need, on the other hand, is 3 to 4 days per week. You need full body strength focus, and you need basic consistency and basic habits. So let me just talk you over a couple of points. The fitness industry overcomplicates things. When we first start working out, the only goal is to build habit, and you need to think long term when you're doing this. So your body changes through consistency and not magic workouts that you find on Instagram and stuff like that. A good weekly structure for you to implement and to build habits upon is this type of structure. So Monday you'll do full body A, Wednesday you'll do full body B, and Friday, Saturday you'll do full body again. Now what do I mean by this A and B? So you have two separate workouts that are more push-pull focused, or legs and upper body focused basically. So you have these two workouts, you just alternate between the two every single week. A and B every single week, you just alternate between them. Sometimes you can add some accessory movements if you want, but you don't have to. You have to hit the whole body 2 to 3 times per week, and you have to use movements that use all of your muscles or multiple muscles. There is no need to actually confuse the muscles. You just need to rinse and repeat everything. Now moving on to number 3, you need to master 5 foundational movements. The big 5 are squat, deadlift, push exercises like push up and bench, pull up exercises which is row and pull up, and carry exercises which are farmer's carry and core exercises. Now the big 5 build muscle and joint strength effectively. You need to skip those machines because they don't do anything, and you need to skip those Instagram workouts. What these do is basically boost your metabolism and improve your posture. Now moving on to number 4, what do we have for food? Focusing on protein, carbs and fats is the way to go. For proteins you would want chicken, fish, eggs and beef. For carbs, you would want things like sweet potato, sourdough and oats. For fats, you would want avocado, olive oil and nuts. And for hydration, you can have a mix of water and electrolytes. Now just bear in mind that 1 gram of protein is needed per 1 pound of body weight. That should be a good guideline for you guys to use. Now just some other points to go over. Rebuilding tissue requires raw materials, and this will provide those raw materials. You don't want to starve yourself because that can literally turn it backwards on you. And as I always say, you want to prioritize whole food and non-processed food. No processed. If it comes in packaging or any type of, like, I don't know, plastic packaging or any type of packaging, get rid of it. You don't need it. Now moving on to number 5 is recovery equals results. So going on to number 5 is recovery and results. Now the bare minimum is that you have to sleep from 7 to 9 hours. Make sure to know that stress does kill gains. Walking and active recovery are mandatory. What do I mean when I say active recovery? I mean you can still do exercise. You don't just have to sit on the couch like a potato. You just actually have to do something throughout your day. So essentially there is no rest days, but that's what we're supposed to do. So stretching and mobility is also mandatory. I like to have a stretching routine that I've made up at work and a mobility routine just before I hit the weights. Now some key points to remember is that gains come while resting, and you want to choose sleep over stimulants. Walking, swimming and low impact exercises can help with fat loss, recovery and mental health. Now if you want to track these things in a smart way, you want to avoid the scale. This is because the scale fluctuates. You want to track instead strength, as in terms of the weight you have lifted. You want to take photos on a monthly basis, don't get too obsessed, and you want to track your energy levels and your sleep quality. Now as I said, the scale fluctuates. You don't want to be going every single day to the scale, checking it and finding out you've just added 5 kilograms in water weight. You want to actually celebrate non-scale wins. This means like strength lifted, mental clarity, confidence, these types of things. Now the major part of this is repeating it for 90 days. Essentially you want to see how long you can go to implement these changes and keep them. Don't change the plan, change yourself. And if you can't keep up intense training every single day. Like some people can't. Just do something that you can do, or if you feel really bad in the day, just do something, because something is better than nothing. You want to make it a habit. Making it a habit is the best way to go, and you want to track your food and workouts over this 90-day period, and after you get acquainted with it, then maybe you can dial it down just a bit. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you for coming to this talk, and I'll see you on the next one.